Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Adam, I'm a newly qualified private pilot and this channel is all about taking you on my journey to getting my private pilot's license. This is another navigation video. The purpose of this lesson is just to get me familiar with the process of navigating using Dead Reckoning, all in preparation for me doing my first solo navigation exercise. Let's see how I get on. The route was from Waltham to Marlborough, from Marlborough to a disused airfield called Grove, and then back to Waltham. On the route, as you can see here, we have to pass through a MAT, or Military Air Traffic Zone. So James demonstrates the radio call that you need to make when requesting permission to enter one of these zones. You don't need to ask for permission, but it's usually a good idea too.
So we'll depart on the most convenient circular again.
Okay, so follow left-hand circuit.
Left-hand circuit. It's probably leave on the base leg maybe towards
Okay, cool.
All at 1,000 feet. No higher than that really.
Alright. Cool. Try to turn to the right.
Just go forward, you've got a bit of space here
Okay.
to a UE and obviously watch that jib on the line.
So I go round?
Yeah, just go a bit further forward and then you can just go stand on it on a round.
Okay.
Just a little bit of left right to help you tighten the turn. Obviously keep a good look out on the approach.
Cool.
Just go to the right of the whole board a bit. Got enough space?
Waltham Radio, hello. Golf Echo Charlie, Uniform Bravo, requesting free flight check and taxi.
Where are the numbers?
Just straight ahead.
Golf Echo Charlie, Uniform Bravo, Waltham Radio, good afternoon. Readability 511, left-hand circuit, landing QNH 1012.
Clear?
11 left and 1012, Golf Uniform Bravo, thank you.
Have Waltham Radio, good afternoon. It's Golf Alpha X-ray 02, radio check-in and Sandy building information 11 left and 101. Golf Zulu, Waltham Radio, your details are correct and your readability is fine.
Waltham Radio, helicopter Golf Echo Foxtrot, Oscar Foxtrot, we understand it's 11 left and 1012.
Helicopter Oscar Foxtrot, so Waltham Radio, good afternoon. Readability is fine, details correct.
Did you go to the fireworks the other night?
No. Because Lou's only worked day off, so I thought better just go off. So we just start turning now,
Yeah, I have to remind me of the circuit, I don't think I've done it before.
That's right, just head to those white buildings and then we'll just go to the left around the road. We'll level off at 1,000 though.
Okay.
Golf Uniform loading up 11.
Then you start turning downwind. See the green fields in between the wood and the village?
Just here?
Yeah.
Waltham Radio, confirm Tango Romeo to your board for information for local flight.
What's level there?
Tango Romeo, Waltham Radio. Good afternoon, your readability is 511, left-hand circuit, landing QNH 1012.
11 left and 1012, Golf Tango Romeo.
So then we go round the village and then towards the west.
Echo Uniform, Waltham Radio. Welcome back, details correct.
This village here?
Yeah, just in the tree. See where the road goes out?
Yeah.
There's a petrol station on the edge of it. So I'm going to put, while you're flying around the circuit, I'm going to put Benson on here, 120.9, which is the frequency for them.
Okay.
But we'll set course from Whiskey initially, and then we'll worry worry about that later on. So if you just say you're departing off the base leg to the west.
Okay. Golf Delta Mike departing on the base leg to the west.
So just a little bit more left, just to head towards the south side of the golf course lake there. So we'll turn the fuel pump off, we don't need that for the moment, and then once we clear the golf course we can climb up to our cruising altitude, which is 2-3 in this case.
Yeah.
Is it? Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you about that.
Alright.
Because it's changed.
We'll do your minimum safe and we'll just
Cool.
see whether that works. I've just got to watch the airspace above here because it's 2.5
Yeah.
miles. Okay, then we're going to go down the rail line there. And then we're going to set course. So we think, remember, time, turn, torque, twist, think. So once we've established a 90, probably a little bit more there, we're then going to set course. So our heading, we're going to fly 250
Yep.
for 17.5 minutes. So you're more or less on that already. We're just about to go over our checkpoints, and then we'll start our watch. We'll work out our ETA.
Okay, so 17 minutes. That's
Yeah, 17 minutes from now.
1:33.
Okay. Just put 33
Yeah.
in there. And then working out your halfway point as well, Adam, alright?
And a halfway point
Yep.
would be minus 8.5. Should be 26.
Okay. And then just have a look up, make sure you're not climbing into controlled airspace or anything like that.
Yep.
Yeah, in theory, we should be stepping up fairly soon. Then we do a free to check.
Cool.
Then we pick up our map and we go to gross aerotrain. Make sure we see what's to the left and right of the aeroplane in the right position. So we angle the map the way we're flying and say, right, we should be over more or less over Reading at the moment.
Yep, and following the railway.
And following the railway line, which is just down here on the right. And thinking ahead, we should start to see the M4 motorway.
Yep.
We should almost be paralleling that most of our first leg. So we'll put the map on the floor, then we can concentrate on flying accurately, so flying height, heading and time. We'll then pick up the map when we get to our halfway checkpoints to verify that.
Okay. Going a little bit too fast.
That's right, that's looking pretty good. Okay. So I'm just going to make a call to Benson to show you the radio calls there. So before we transmit, we make sure there's nobody transmitting over top of it.
Good afternoon, Golf Bravo, Papa uniform.
Obviously someone's chatting, so we'll wait for him to finish his...
I'll take this call, Benson. Second full call sign and pass message. Bravo, Charlie, Papa uniform. Chipmunk, 1 soul on board. White Waltham, 2. Okay, park. On 012. Going to pass 5 miles on your southerly stop. Golf Papa uniform, your last message was broken in places. Score 3601, basic service, just making full call sign. 3601, Golf Bravo Charlie, Papa uniform. Golf Bravo Charlie, Papa uniform, I think the QNH1010, 7 submass penetration is approved, just taking your altitude. Golf Papa uniform, thank you. 1,500 feet on 10 with 111. Golf Papa uniform, QNH1010. 1010.
So 250, we should be paralleling more or less the road, but I'm going to make a call to Benson. Benson Zone, good afternoon. Golf Bravo Romeo Delta Mike, request basic service, max penetration.
Golf Bravo Romeo Delta Mike, Benson, thanks, pass message.
Good afternoon, sir. Golf Bravo Romeo Delta Mike to PH28, From Waltham via Marlborough and Grove, we're just west of Reading by 1 mile, 2,300 on 1010. Request a basic service and a max penetration, please.
Golf Mike, Squawk 3602, basic service, max penetration is approved.
3602, basic and max penetration approved. Golf Delta Mike, I'll report turning on Marlborough.
Golf Delta Mike, Roger.
Yep, so then he knows that we're going to check in with him when we get there. So,
Golf Papa Uniform, command Squawk 3601.
Hey, Farm 3601, Golf Papa
so
Uniform.
make sure our DI is aligned. Yes, it is. Let's see whether this wind is what we think it is on the first leg, shall we?
Yeah. I feel like we're moving away from the road too much.
Yeah, I think you might be right. So let's make an assessment. We're about a mile to the left of track.
Yeah.
We're going to turn right,
Papa Uniform,
40 degrees for 1 minute.
Okay.
Golf Papa Uniform, Roger.
So just 40 degrees, we'll just turn for 1 minute to correct. There we go. Now if this happens again, we're going to revise our initial heading.
Okay. And we are climbing.
Don't worry, that's fine, there's no problem. We're, under a basic service from the controller, we don't need to worry about heading, sort of height level changes or anything. So let's just fly 1 minute time and see what happens. We're then going to go back onto our original heading and see whether that works.
Okay.
So we might have not set course properly.
Yeah.
We might have been too far south or whatever, but we're making proactive steps to get ourselves back on the track, which is just what we want to be doing. In theory, as you can see by the chart, we should be more or less parallel in this road until we get to your halfway checkpoint. So we've got another about 20 seconds or so to go. And then to eliminate one of the errors, we'll just make sure that the eye and compass are aligned still. Coming up to it now, so we'll just turn back onto our original heading. That looks better, doesn't it? We're more or less near the road now. That's it. So in theory we're just going through his mats now, but he's cleared us through the mats with this designated squawk code on the transponder, and we'll keep that code on until he either tries to spit us out and goes to someone else, or we stay with him. So if he does spit us out, we might go to Bryce, which is 124275.
Okay, Bravo. Zulu Papa, Benson, there, pass message.
Golf Bravo, Echo Zulu Papa, the PA32, White Waltham to White Waltham. Currently just being wanted at 2000 on 1012. Request basic service and go to your max Delta Dory.
Golf Zulu Papa, Squawk 3603, basic service.
3603 set, basic service.
Now if we go further south again, then we're probably going to have to correct more into the towards the west.
So the road does kind of peel away a bit anyway.
Yeah. But our halfway point, we said halfway would be 26. We've done 1 minute corrections, we had 30 seconds to our ETA for that, so you've got about 3 minutes to go until your halfway point.
Okay, and that's a junction.
The junction, so this could be the junction here. You've got a big town on the left, that could be Newbury, couldn't it?
Yep.
So there's a road coming out of Newbury going north-south, and one, as we know, east-west at the moment.
Yeah.
So this could be our junction here. Now let's see, when we get there, identify it and see actually what time we get there for, what sort of time.
Yeah.
Because the first thing is always an assessment of the wind. You can feel the wind from behind your left shoulder there, affecting the aeroplane. Okay, so try and keep 2000 if you can.
Yeah.
So once we get past this junction, the road will start going away.
Golf Bravo, uniform clear to the west. I'd like to free call right north. 475.
Golf Papa Uniform, Roger, Squawk on security, free call right, radar 124.275, good day.
Good day, Papa Uniform, thank you.
So coming up to your checkpoint, there's 8 minutes there. We said 8.5, but then we added another 30 seconds to our ETA, so we'll call it 9. Roundabout quite well actually. really. We're not that far off it, are we? So we're going to write our actual time of arrival, which in this case is, will I make it 24? 24. We'll call it 25.
Okay.
So we'll call it 25. Now our end goal might be 32. Let's just see how we get on with that.
Okay.
And then we can do another Frida check, make sure that all is well with everything, fuel and DI, etc.
So I got 24 plus. That is about right, isn't it?
That's about 260, so slightly out. There you go.
Okay.
So expect the road to go away from us on the right.
So we need to turn slightly.
That's right, just get 5250 and see whether that works out. And then we're going to be going in between the road and the town of Hungerford, aren't we? On this leg. Now I've left the clock counting.
Okay.
But you can zero that if you want to.
So we're waiting for 32.
Yeah,
but
32 there. We'll see whether.
Do we write 32 here?
Yeah, right, 32 there.
Oh, that's 22. This knee board isn't the best having that thing there, 'cause you can't.
I know. You can always see if you can rip it out and put it on the other side or whatever, but then it will impact on here as well.
Yeah.
You can't really win, unfortunately. You can see the start of the weather on the left here. It's all starting to get a bit greyer out to the south of us.
Yeah.
No, we'll probably still night fine. It'd be good to get it out of the way, then we all just not worry about it anymore.
So we've got. What's this? Welford, is that right?
Yeah, so it's just south is the road, and then you've got the old airfield there. And that'll start branching off to the right if we continue on the heading. It's starting going off here. You might see Membry on the right. Bigger feature. We can see a town over the hills there. That could be Swindon.
Okay, yeah. That is quite far.
Quite a far way. But, not every day is good visibility. Sometimes you could have just about 5 kilometres, which is hardly any distance. So thinking ahead, Marlborough has got 5 roads going into the town.
Yep.
There's actually a little wood just to the south side. Well, it's not a little one, it's fucking huge. And we'll also use the time as a confirmation that this town, for example, is what we think it is.
Okay. I'll just draw my trousers.
Oh no. It's like all of Mayday. Sorry, Rama cracked her nail yesterday. I said, do you want me to pull a Mayday out for you? She goes, fuck off. Right, so you can see the road just going up there, and you can see some polytunnels there. That could be the old airfield of Membry on the right there. It looks about the right sort of position, doesn't it? So out on the left we've got a town coming into view there. Now it could be Hungerford.
Yeah.
But if we had a halfway to a halfway, we're thinking, well, that's 4.5 minutes. We're not there yet, so we've still got another 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to run to where Hungerford would be. So there are a couple of towns on a road.
It could be this as well, couldn't it?
It could be this on the left here. Now, how far on the left we need to judge. It's going to be just maybe about a mile on the left-hand side of the aeroplane.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it looks pretty close, but remember what the wind's going to do to the aeroplane. It's going to go
push us that way, yeah.
So let's wait until we get a beam in, see whether that is at the right sort of positioning and distance.
Okay.
Now we're still on Benson. We've still got his designated squawk, so he can see us there. The thing is, we're going to be tracking back towards his zone, and but when you're on your own, we'll try and manipulate it so that you are staying on these guys all the time.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier for you to less radio work to do. Yeah, so here we are. We're coming to a beam it. We're looking about the right sort of time, and that looks about the right sort of distance as well. So I think we'll live with that. We won't bother adjusting like before. So all we were back there was just a little bit off track.
Yeah.
But we did something about it. But the heading is working out quite nicely at the moment.
Good.
So there's no need to change that initial heading. If we got here with the other side of Hungerford, then yes, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So we need to adjust the initial heading. You know, be flexible being a navigator, that's the key. Yeah. So, also next to Marlborough is a little valley with a river in it, with a road. And there's a road and a river, I don't know whether you can see it down here, going in a little valley.
Yep.
So we can follow that little valley all the way up, and you can see something on the horizon there that looks like a wood, and to the right there's a there's a town in the valley. Now the railway line, judging by the map, should go off to the left hand side. You can see the railway line going off to the left there now. So
we could be somewhere around here.
Yeah, so we could be around about there. So we're getting quite close to Marlborough, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to look for it in a few moments. We've got 14 minutes. The total time for this was 15. So with our additional, no, it's not 17 and a half. Sorry. So we still got about 3 minutes to go. Now it's tempting to feature crawl on this map.
Yeah.
So it's you know, it's important to put that map away so then you can pick it up at appropriate times and not over rely on the map all the time.
Yeah.
It then gets you looking outside the aeroplane, heads out and flying the aeroplane really accurately, which you've been doing.
Contact clear events map, Scott Customer QT, 3 to White Waltham 122, 605, London QNH 1011.
It's Zulu Papa, Scott Comfort 30, 3 to White Waltham, setting 1011. Thank you very much.
So looking ahead, we've got a couple of minutes to run now. We've got something that looks like a wood ahead with a town on the right. Now we're also going to look for those 5 roads going into the town. Okay. So that will we're positively identifying and using at least 3 features. So as you can see, we're not exactly pointing at the town because the wind is actually going to make the aeroplane blow to the right with the drift. So we've got a river.
Yep, I can see that. We're supposed to be directly above that.
Yep, and so we're slightly to the left of track, but I think we'll live with that slight error as we're getting quite close. We've got a road here.
Okay,
that's
I
one.
can see a big clump of houses and things.
Yep. So this could be, it's the biggest town in this vicinity, isn't it? But we're looking for those other roads as well, just to confirm to ourselves that this is what we think it is.
Okay, there's a road here.
Okay, so that's 2. And then there might be a couple on the other side of the town that we could see, but difficult to spot at the moment. Also the time looks pretty good. 17 and a half, we've got about a minute to run. That's looking pretty good at the moment. It's looking like a good candidate for Marlborough.
I think 33, the original estimate was probably...
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Oh, a bit off.
Yeah, this looks a bit like Marlborough, doesn't it? So you've got the river, you've got 1 road, 2 roads, there's another road there, 3.
Yep.
There's another one, 4. And I think I can see another one, 5. So there's at least 5 roads going into this town, which is looking pretty good as a candidate for Marlborough, and also the time fits in with what we expect to see. So now, we've identified the town, we're going to write down the actual time of arrival, which is more or less what we said, isn't it?
Yep, so 33.
Yep, and then we've got 10 minutes on our next leg, on a heading of 065.
Okay,
Yep.
and we set that time when we
over
leave.
the top, get a good fix to where you want to be. The Marlborough's great because they've got the college there with the blue AstroTurf down there. Just about see it.
Oh yeah, got it.
So that's quite a good giveaway. So we're then going to go on to our new heading. We're going to zero the stopwatch once we've rolled out on our 065 new heading. So when you're ready, you can start your turn. Timings, I'll just set the stopwatch. There we go. 10 minutes on this leg. So it's a very short leg this time, with the wind slightly from behind us. So it's going to be quite a strong tailwind there. I was going to tell them we're turning. Golf down the mic, turning at Marlborough for Grove.
Golf down to Mike, and Roger, we'll turn in the Grove.
We'll go down the mic. So on to our new heading. Same as before, time, turn, torque, twist, think. Free to check followed by gross error. Every time's more or less the same. There we go, 065 wasn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. So,
Cool. So let's turn that. Engines are looking good. Radio is still on.
carb heat on. Fuel pump's done. DI, just let it settle down. Looks pretty good. Then altimeter is set on Benson QNH 1010. So if we write down our time,
So 44.
so 44, and then work out your halfway point as well. It's quite a short leg this time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be a little bit quicker.
44.
Yep.
Minus 5 is 39.
Awesome. Good. So our halfway point is just to the west of Membry disused, and that's got a road going through it with an old airfield obviously, and a big mast as well.
Yes, that's what I've written on my halfway point.
That's it. The wind is basically just here, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's going to make the aeroplane blow that way this time. So visualising the wind is really important through your map as well,
Yeah.
to help you, because not necessarily you're going to see stuff ahead. With the amount of drift you've got, it might be out the side window or whatever,
Yeah.
so it's important to visualise the wind. Good. So this is quite a nice, straightforward route, because it doesn't involve too much radio chatter.
Yeah.
If it depends on the controller, he might have wanting us to change to Bryce here, but it's quite a short leg for us to talk to somebody here. So I would have probably waited till we get to Grove and then call him back again.
So are they don't just monitor us for the time that we're crossing, is it? It's just if we're in this area, he knows we're coming back.
You can get if you're going through their mats, ideally you want a mats penetration, but the mats itself is actually Class G airspace, so you don't technically have to call them for any reason at all. You can actually go through their mats without talking to them at all. But if you're inside the air traffic zone, you have to call them and avoid that, because it's obviously a protected area of the circuit and the aerodrome. So out here, Bryce Norton has quite a large coverage area, so you probably want to use Bryce as well. That's why that chipmunk that departed behind us is going to Exie Park, which is just out on the left here.
Right.
And so he's changing to Bryce to get a better service and coverage. So 3 minutes already. We've got 5 to our halfway point. Halfway point is just north of the road, but almost a beam, a little town of Lambourne on the right hand side. So this looks a bit like Membry, I think.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit to the, I think a little bit to the...
I can see the mast now as well.
Manoeuvring in a nice station.
Oh, look with the traffic on, tell them, Mike.
You got it.
Yeah, we've got traffic. Traffic visual, go on, tell them, Mike. So, if anything, we're slightly to the right of track.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because we're quite close to Membry, we're almost over the top of it, whereas we ideally want to be about a mile on its left.
Morning.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Golf Bravo Zulu Bravo Kilo.
So we're going to turn onto our
Golf.
40 degrees left for 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Golf Bravo Zulu Bravo Sierra is a PA28, Waltham to Waltham, general handling just to the north of Stoke-on-Church up towards Tame. We're currently 1 mile south of Stoke-on-Church. 2,200, 1011, 47,000.
So yeah, so for a 1 minute correction, that's all we're going to do.
Okay.
Bravo Sierra, Scoop 3601 basic service.
You see how we're just a little bit close to the old airfield as we want to be.
Yeah.
So it's obviously somebody in the circuit at Membry down there, which is what he highlighted. So if we're on a basic service, he's not obliged to tell us about traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the motorway coming through again, the M4. So we'll turn back onto our heading in 20 seconds or so.
And 39
Now,
about halfway.
Grove is a little bit built on with houses these days, but we've got 2 little towns with a rail line north of that town going east-west. So we'll look for that as we come back on the track. We're just over our halfway point. There's Lambourne.
Confirm Scoop 3601. It helps if I turn the knob to on. My apologies.
I didn't hear that, what did he say?
You knob, Tom.
What happened?
No promise here, have you know, squawking.
He's obviously not change the knob onto the transponder on.
No.
So yeah, so you see you're just slightly to the left of the town, which is where we want to be. So we'll pop the map on the floor again, and we'll pick it up in a couple of minutes' time, so that we can look for the features associated with the town of Wantage. Yeah.
So some sort of like horse training.
Yeah, it's all gallops up here. It's all Princess Anne's stables up here.
Ah.
Yeah. She's got a couple, I think one of them down here, I think. Somewhere.
Yeah, I can see it just there.
Yeah. So she owns all this, so pretty impressive really. It's all race, it's all the downs here where they all exercise them and breed them and stuff, so pretty cool. So there's something out here on the left of the aeroplane that looks like a town of some description. We've still got a couple of minutes to go, but you can see the topographical information. You've got a line of hills here that will that are probably those line of hills here. There is a white horse on the other side of this hill, but it's very difficult to spot, obviously because we're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
But we might be able to see the railway line coming into view fairly soon. You've got 3 minutes to run. Let's see, you can also see on the ground there's someone's got a bonfire going in that field on the left there, and you can see a good illustration of the winds. So
we can do a freedom check for the halfway.
Okay, go for it. So you can see 060 probably works out better than 065
Yeah.
for the wind this afternoon.
So do we alter it, or do we stick on?
I'd still stay on 060. If it's working, there's no point adjusting, otherwise you're going to get yourself on track again. Yeah. Stick to your guns on sort of the initial bit. This could be Didcot Power Station, or the remnants of it.
Yeah.
So you can see we're just gently going that way to allow for the wind from the right. So this could be Wantage. Yeah, now Wantage and Grove, the two towns are actually almost merging together these days, and the old aerodrome of Grove is actually being built on by a lot of houses, which can be quite tricky to spot from certain directions. There's a little mast down there which is actually on the chart, very small, on the hill, so just south, southwest, yeah. So
it should have been over that. But
yeah, but only a small bit of a bit, Adam. It's not really, don't bust the gut too much. But looking at the time, this is probably going to be Wantage here, you see. So it's coming over the high ground onto the flatter area. Can we see the railway line going east-west beyond the town? Yeah, because we were a little bit to the right there. We were obviously a little bit more right off as well. So, we're not necessarily going to be able to fly accurately all the time.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be, see all these new houses here, this is where the old aerodrome was.
Where?
See the three white buildings?
Yep.
Look to the right of those, all the new build houses.
Oh yeah.
There. That's the old site of the old aerodrome there. So we'll go over the top of that, get a good fix, and we'll set course onto our new heading. So
2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to run. Looks pretty good for timings. And then we'll write down so let's write our actual time of arrival of let's say that's 2 minutes. So everything worked out quite nicely so far, isn't it?
You say put 44?
Yeah, 44. And then when we get over the top, we'll then time, turn, talk, twist, think. Yep. New heading, we're going to fly call it 120. 120? Okay. For 20 minutes. This is more into the wind now, so it's obviously slower progress over the ground. So you've got some big hangars or something over there on the left. That could be Fairford or Brize Norton. Probably Fairford because it's slightly further over. There we go. So we're just going over the top of Grove there. That looks pretty good. Okay. We've written our time down. We'll then set course onto our new heading, and I'll start the time again.
Okay.
Okay. Now when we goes back towards Whiskey, it'll probably clear us through the southern stub of the mats again.
Okay.
Although we've still got the squawk code on, we're just still going to clear us through it again. So we're going to 120 or 120, probably 125 actually, to allow for that wind a bit more. R0 your stopwatch, there we go.
Okay, and we've got 21 minutes.
Yep.
So it's going to be 505.
That's it. On to 125 there. And these buildings ahead is the site of an old restricted area. Many years ago, it's being defunct and sort of run down. But past that is the A34, the line along the sort of the dual carriageway going north-south. So you'll probably be able to see that as we cross over the top of it. And you've got Didcot on the left, which looks good, Grey Sarah. So your halfway point. It's just before we get to Goring. We've got a road, river, rail line with the town more or less on the nose.
Okay, yep.
So I'm just going to, if you just do a free to check, I'll just still turn my traffic north, half mile manoeuvring on 83, contact. Look at the traffic, I'll turn like that. We've turned the Grove for Reading, 2,200 feet, 1010. Contact the mic, Roger. That's the demonstration, please. Tell us to have approved, thank you.
I can't hear him at all.
They do have headsets that sound quite muffled, but it's quite a. You have to get attuned to what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking quickly. I think he probably talked quickly as well. But don't worry too much. It's just a demonstration of the radio calls today. Which is what I just wanted to sort of get you used to.
05. We didn't do that one. I forgot.
Yeah. Do you want to do the last one then?
Yep. So
That's all right. Easily done. So 10 minutes from. So we're backwards. That'll be 55. That's why I started that as well, Alan. So it's you know, if your watch stops or you forget the time, at least you've set something on somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just sort of for redundancy and things breaking on you in flight can happen. So we're now more or less into the wind. The wind visually is from the right, so that's going to make the aeroplane go that way. So although we're pointing more southerly, we're still going that way. Cool. So you see how there's a bit of routine every time we go over each checkpoint, 5 T's.
So I'm looking.
Each checkpoint halfway, we do a freedom check, gross error. Time is really important to confirm that things are what we think it is as well. Because the fact that something on the ground merges with something else and another thing and the time, it's
positive
identification of it. Can you see the A34?
I think I can.
Yep, there we go. So we're going to be passing over the top of that. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let's break down. There's going to be a lit mast, but I don't think it would be lit in the day, would it?
No, probably not.
That's about there,
Yeah, if it's quite tall, we'll be able to see it, but to be fair, I've never seen it, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it.
No, I don't think it is. Like 300.
You're going to see Goring first before, with the road, river, rail line, before you see that bloody mast, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
If you look behind the wing, you can see the road going up north, and then look to the left, there's an aerodrome.
Yep.
And that's actually Abingdon, the old airfield of Abingdon, so it's just there. So it figures with what we expect to see. We're about here, aren't we?
Yeah.
If you look behind the left wing, it looks in the right sort of position. And everything's set up nicely. You see, you've got nicely cruising, you're nicely set up, you're not struggling with the aeroplane.
No.
And it can just run on rails, which is quite nice. And you've got the if you haven't got it set up, your capacity goes down because you're still worrying about setting the aeroplane up.
1009, Golf Mike.
1009, thank you, Dynamite.
Golf Bravo Sierra. 1009, Bravo Sierra.
So, what was I saying?
Having things set up reduces your workload.
So have the aeroplane set up, trimmed, at the right speed, and then you've got the capacity to look at the map. If you're worrying about flying the aeroplane, it detracts away from the actual navigation side. So that's why we don't set course from any. Partly because of the controlled airspace around us, we don't set course in the overhead, but some aerodromes you can do that, but go from a fixed point on the ground. You know, Waltham's great because you can then settle down at Whiskey and then off you go. You've got a few moments just to settle down on the flight.
Yeah.
There you go. Bit of a slow progress on this leg because obviously we're into the wind, that 20 knot wind or so.
Yeah. 62.
Yeah, 62. So a mile every minute roughly. Mile every minute, that works out about right distance and time looks pretty much what we expect it to be. Your halfway point, let's have a look. So that's at Goring, isn't it? So we're coming up to a quarter of that, so in reality we should be getting fairly close to crossing the road. If you imagine that's sort of halfway to your halfway.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just about crossing that now, so that looks pretty good for that. Something went beep.
Yep, I heard that.
It's probably your thing dying.
It's this one. I don't know why.
Okay. No worries. So we'll fly, 125 or so. At halfway point, you just assess whether you're off track or not. Good. You see this route's quite nice, really. It's quite a nice little route to fly. It's good to do with as you like one of your first little nav exits on your own, because you know visibility's good. You've got the road all going all the way down. You can see that's probably going to be Newbury on the right. You haven't really gone too far in the scheme of things, which is nice.
Bravo 0, you been tracking much further north? Negative, sir, I'll be going right shortly and then back down towards Waltham. Bravo 0, return or copy?
So in theory we should start to see Reading fairly soon as well. Good visibility, could be it there. And we're getting fairly close to your halfway point.
Yep.
So in theory we should see Goring just to the left of the aeroplane as
we should
opposed
see
to
a couple of roads coming in.
Okay. With a river as well.
Yeah.
We might be able to see Benson itself, because Benson's quite a distinctive big aerodrome. Be out on the left wing somewhere, won't it?
So just
Yeah, that's it there, just beyond there, just on your wing tip now.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Can't see the runways just yet, but it's a little bit murky in places today. So he's cleared us through the mats again, which is good. And then once we've gone out the other end, we'll probably want to change over to White Waltham. So we're going to put Waltham on here, 122605, as we know. Just so we're thinking ahead about the chatter.
Bravo 0, traffic. Southeast of 1 mile manoeuvring, 9 region.
It's very quiet out today. Very quiet today, isn't it?
yeah.
Normally there's a lot more chatter. I think obviously people don't fly Mondays that often anymore. Only us.
No. I mean, I don't usually fly Mondays either.
Don't you?
No.
You just Skyped from work.
No, I booked it off.
I'm joking. Right. It's good that we've got the weather though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, let's have a little look. There's something down here that looks vaguely like an old aerodrome to me. So, Hampstead Norris is nearby.
Okay, to the right?
Yeah, and it's to the right, which means we're probably a little bit off track.
No. Is it? Is this it? Are you sure?
Yeah, that'll probably be it. Look, you've got the road on the right. You see? So I think we're to the right of track.
Okay.
So I think we'll estimate the distance. How far do you think?
2 mile?
Yeah, sounds good. We'll go left for 2 minutes, 40 degrees. So who knows why, but it's happened.
Yeah.
But we're sorting it out and
Could be because we went for 125 rather than 122.
Maybe.
Oh, or 117, sorry.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. It sort of emphasised the error. But we're doing something about it, as you can see. We'll go 40 degrees for 2 minutes and then we'll turn back on and we'll fly 120 and see whether that...
I can really feel us doing this.
Yeah. Really, it's sort of flying sideways. So although it's fairly calm on the ground, it's quite a strong upper wind today.
Yeah, you can see the clouds coming across for this as well.
Yeah. It's not too bad at the moment. It's not, the weather hasn't come in yet, so at the moment it seems fairly okay. So the faster the aeroplane goes, the smaller the angle for this closing angle. So if you're a fast jet or something like that, you'd only go 5 degrees or something, but you still go for the amount of time.
Okay.
Now this could be Goring here.
Yeah, I can see a railway.
Yeah, or this could be Goring here. But we'll see. There are a couple of villages on the river that are very easy to misidentify.
There's a mast down here.
Okay, that could be that mast there. So this could be Goring on the left here, which would figure with us being off to the right of track.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this might be Goring, yeah, I think it is. Because you can see Benson's main runway there now. So they're going to be slightly, you see it's slightly further up there, you've got a north-south runway. So it figures with what we should see. So we're coming up to more or less the time. Maybe we weren't exactly 2 miles right.
Cool. Delta Mike, traffic south. Yes, 1 mile manoeuvring the height.
Look with the traffic, or turn away things.
Delta Mike, Roger.
So I think let's turn back onto our original heading. We're at 120. We revise our ETA by a minute or so. 30 seconds to a minute. He's been quite good because it's so quiet. He's helping us with traffic, but don't expect them telling us about aeroplanes all the time.
No.
There we are. So
Let's go back that way a bit.
yep. So we're 5120. So I think there definitely is Goring below us here, and that is probably going to be Reading. And
Yeah.
I know that's Goring because it's actually a long way from the town. This probably is Pangbourne here. The proximity of the town is quite close to the big town, so didn't sort of identify it differently. So we'll revise our ETA. We'll add another 30 seconds to our ETA. So revised ETA, is that a 4?
Yeah.
So just call it 05. See whether 05 is...
Oh, I did that in the wrong place.
Traffic south of the west, half a mile manoeuvring, indicating disregard probably. Got it to helicopter, very low level.
Cool. So our ETA is slightly changed.
Yep. I've already written our time of arrival because I'm...
A div. That's right, easy done. But you can see we're allowing for the wind.
Yeah.
That's possibly going to be Reading with Whiskey Beyond. Let's see what time we actually get there for.
Okay.
Because it's great us doing this, 'cause it's a great way of debriefing yourself after each trip. And so, well, actually the wind was different or was on time or whatever.
Golf on Bravo, Sierra, neutral traffic now, south, half a mile tracking west, indicating sim altitude. Bravo Sierra.
So you can see we're just coming in from the from the northwest of the town. Now we wanted to see, we probably see Whittles, the airstrip at Whittles, which would be out on the left-hand side here somewhere. But difficult to spot that at times. Let's do a Frida check. We haven't done one of them for a bit, have we? So, yeah, so it's the other side. So it has wandered a bit.
That could be why we're off then.
Maybe, yeah. So go 130, and then we'll just turn back onto 120. And then altimeter set on 1009, carb heat on as well. Time coming up to 14. So yeah, we could be there a little bit early, I think, as well. So in theory it should be 6 minutes to go, but think to yourself, am I going to do 6 minutes from here to there? I don't think so. I think we'll be there a little bit earlier, in realistic terms. So I'm just going to say goodbye to Benson, because we're just coming back towards White Waltham and towards the join for the airfield, so I'm just going to say goodbye to this guy. Golf Dynamite, Bishop with White Waltham, request frequency change to Waltham, 122605 and 7000, thank you very much.
Golf Dynamite, we're just welcome to the White Waltham, good day.
Good day, sir, thank you. So, 7,000 we put there, flip it over. We can listen a couple of minutes before we get to Whiskey to see what's going on at home, and we get to the idea of what the traffic density is like down there.
Okay.
So definitely I think 120 is the better option. We were a little bit off, the DI was a little bit off at the end, but also I think 125 was a little bit too generous for the weather. But you see we're below controlled airspace now as well, 2,000 feet. And so, definitely Reading here, that's probably going to be Whiskey, just to the left of the nose there. So let's see what time we get there, we're going to write that time down.
Okay.
Okay. So it has changed a little bit in front of the whole thing.
Helicopter Golf Mike, entry coverage.
Helicopter Golf Alpha, India, good afternoon.
Coverage is Mile 44, 2 p.m. even radio check information, please.
I got coverage, are you ready for the 5? Runway use the fixed wing 11 left hand, QNH 1011.
11, length 1011, the QNH. Helicopter coverage.
Yeah, definitely 120 is a better, much better option there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 16 now, so I think we're definitely going to be there a little bit earlier, maybe by a minute, a couple of minutes or so. So let's decide that it's going to be 17, so we're going to write down time of arrival, maybe 01.
Next point, 31.
That's it. So we're going to call up for join when you're ready.
Okay.
Uniform Bravo, welcome back. Runway use 11 left hand, QNH 1006.
I can't hear it.
No, I can hear there's no problem at all, Adam, so...
Pardon?
I can hear there's no problem at all.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's not very loud. I think it's
Alright, okay.
cool.
Waltham Radio, Golf Bravo Romeo Delta Mike, requesting rejoin information at 2,000 feet, point 20.
Golf Delta Mike, welcome back. Runway use 11 left hand circuit, QFE 1006.
QFE 1006, runway 11, left hand circuit, Golf Delta Mike.
Cool. We do it.
Unfortunately, we won't get to see the landing because my GoPros both died. I think it was probably a little bit too hot for them, but I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time.